The Warsaw Ghetto Uprising. The Warsaw Ghetto Uprising was a heroic act of resistance by Jewish inhabitants of the Warsaw Ghetto in Nazi-occupied Poland during World War II. It's one of the largest and most significant acts of Jewish resistance against the Nazis during the Holocaust. The Warsaw Ghetto was established by the Nazis in November 1940 as a walled-off area where over 400,000 Jews from Warsaw and surrounding areas were confined in cramped and unsanitary conditions. Conditions in the ghetto were deplorable, with starvation, disease and overcrowding leading to widespread suffering and death among inhabitants. As deportations of Jewish communities to concentration camps and extermination centres increased, resistant movements began to form within the ghetto to oppose the Nazi regime. Timeline of the uprising. April 19, 1943. The Warsaw Ghetto Uprising begins on the eve of Passover when German forces enter the ghetto to deport remaining residents to concentration camps. Jewish fighters from various underground organisations, including the Jewish Combat Organisation (ZOB) and the Jewish Military Union (ZZW), launched armed resistance against the Germans. The fighters used smuggled weapons, homemade explosives, and a network of bunkers and tunnels to resist the heavily armed German forces. Despite being outnumbered and outgunned, the Jewish fighters put up their fierce resistance, engaging in street battles and ambushes, acts of sabotage against the Germans. The uprising lasted for nearly a month, with intense fighting and heavy casualties on both sides. On May 16, 1943, the Germans succeeded in quelling the uprising, destroying much of the ghetto and deporting the remaining Jewish inhabitants to concentration camps. The Warsaw Ghetto Uprising was ultimately suppressed by the Jewish forces, but it served as a symbol of Jewish resistance and defiance against the Nazis. The bravery and courage of the fighters in the Warsaw Ghetto Uprising inspired other acts of resistance in ghettos and camps throughout Europe. The uprising highlighted the determination of the Jewish people to resist their oppressors and fight for their dignity and freedom, even in the face of overwhelming odds. The legacy of the Warsaw Ghetto Uprising continues to be remembered and honoured as a symbol of resistance, solidarity and remembrance in the history of the Holocaust.